What's going on, YouTube? You know what it is when you clicked it. It's your man Soul. We back with the discussion video. Kind of like a weekly roundup. Generally, I don't do weekly roundup videos. You know, I don't post something every Monday or every Sunday reviewing what happened in the week. But this week was kind of eventful for Warcraft, so I figured I might as well drop another discussion video on Monday just to wrap you up, get you through some stuff before release. Not release, Jesus, reset. So we can start with some of the shit. So a fellow YouTuber who I admire, whose work I've watched and studied and looked at his editing style, and I love his content, Metagoblin, had dropped two videos. The first one right here, as you can see, his uploads 3 days ago. Some wild content creators are scamming you. This video actually came up. I've actually seen this video before. This came up while I was recording and editing another video, and I was actually looking to do a soul discussion or a let's watch on just another content creator that I admire, and I was going to use Metagoblin, and I was going to use this video specifically for a couple reasons. Number one, it was short. It was 4 minutes and 54 seconds, so that means it's a short recording time, and it's a short editing process, really. Like, generally, I know a lot of my videos are like 20 plus minutes. That's not the ideal length I want my videos to be. I don't want them to be super long, you know what I mean? Because one, a lot of people don't have time to sit and watch a 30-minute or 25+ minute video, right? And if you do have that time, chances are you're gonna click off to something. Like, I want to make sure I'm getting my point across, but I want to get my point across in a timely manner. Now, with my talent build videos, those just happen to be long. Like, when I'm explaining each talent, or I'm explaining the correlation between talents and stats and class abilities and stuff like that, that's going to take time, and I don't want to skimp on any details. So some of those videos are probably going to take time, but generally I don't like videos that stretch out 20 minutes plus, you know what I mean? So it would have been good content to make because it was a short video. I was looking for that kind of video, and the title, some wild content creators are scamming you. I want to make sure that nothing that I'm doing, no practices that I have, are scamming people, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So I want to make sure I was crossing my T's and dotting my I's on that. So the TLDR version, and we don't have to do a let's watch on this video specifically, but I'll click on it just for some background stuff. The TLDR version of this video is that apparently some wild content creators, classic content creators, are advertising that they have Wrath Classic beta keys. In order to get one, you have to either subscribe to their channel or follow them on Twitch or whatever social media handle that they link. And he's basically bringing awareness and outlining that is false. Number one, no Wrath Classic beta keys exist right now. So anybody who's advertising for that is lying because they don't have it. Or maybe not lying, maybe under false pretenses, and I'll get to that in a little bit later. So yeah, you can't advertise for something that you don't got. If I'm advertising, I'm giving away $10,000 to a random subscriber for my channel, and I ain't got 10 bands, then guess what? I'm misleading the people. So that's what he means by scamming. And in another video, in his follow-up video, he explains that that's why it's titled Reiterated Facts. There are no beta keys, and it's against the rulings of the wild content creators to specifically target and only allow giveaways to subscribers. You can't entice people to subscribe to you with the hopes of getting a beta key. A person not subscribed to you has to have equal chance to get that beta key, and I didn't even know that. So in this video, I'll click on it and we'll break it down really quick. He outlined some of the rulings that Blizzard gives content creators when they're talking about giveaways and beta keys and mounts and game time and all that stuff. So right here he has it highlighted. Can I do a giveaway where people who are sub to my channel get more chances to win? No. Chances must be given, and the same for everyone, whether they're subbed or not. So he kind of goes through this video, and I'll have a link to both this video and the previous video in my description, because I think they're short videos, so they don't take too much time to watch, and they give pretty interesting information and takes on what he thinks is scamming and fairness and all that stuff like that. So this was my first time seeing this, and I knew obviously Blizzard has a ways to connect and contact content creators, but I guess it just kind of escaped my mind that there would be a Discord for Blizzard and the content creators of the community to communicate, but that's generally how they do things. They communicate through Discord. Blizzard announces something that they're doing. Hey, we have 1,000 beta keys that we want you guys to give out to the community. You just got to apply. And he explains that in the video. Like, as a content creator, you have to apply to get the beta keys. Like, they're not just giving them out like candy. Like, you got to apply, get approved, then they email you the beta key. And then when you are giving out the beta key, you have to report back to Blizzard, hey, I show proof. I gave this person the beta key. It was on this platform. It was like, whether it be a YouTube stream or Twitch stream, whatever. It was here on this platform on this date. Done. It's very systematic. So it was a very interesting watch. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, when I saw the first video of him just outlining the scam overall, I was like, oh, I think I know who he's talking about. Regardless of the fact that he didn't mention not one name in both videos. He didn't mention no names, no YouTube channels, none of that. He does not point the finger at any one person or people specifically. He doesn't do it. He doesn't name drop at all. But of course, when you go to the comment section of both these videos, you already know that people are just loading up these blickies and spinning the block on who they think he's talking about. So personally, I think I know who he's talking about. I'm not going to mention it here. Like, if you know, you know. I'll leave it up for you guys to watch the videos, read through the comments, and gather your own opinions and speculations about it, right? But then we got something interesting. So we're going to go back. So during the time of this video being released, ScottyJ, who's another YouTuber who I'm subscribed to, who I admire his work and his work ethic, his editing process, the content that he puts out, I fuck with it, right? Around that time of that first video, evidently he put out a video that he ultimately took down. He unlisted it. I didn't get a chance to see this video. I didn't see the title. I didn't watch any, portion of it. I just missed it. I was probably busy at the time, so I missed that point. Some people obviously saw it. I wasn't one of those fortunate people. But after that, after he unlisted it, he puts up a community post, which now is deleted. Oh wow, he removed it. All right, so we could talk about it. I actually saw the community post. So basically, he explains that he took it down because he didn't want to add fuel to the fire of a topic that ultimately he doesn't feel is that important. And when you do things like that, when you respond to somebody who has not said anything about you, people kind of speculate, oh, you think he's talking about you, right? Like, if I say, I'm tired of all of the habitual lying in the Warcraft Classic community, and I make a video on it, and I have a big following, and it gets a lot of hits and stuff like that. If somebody responds in some way, shape, or form, they feel like I was talking about them. And apparently, I cannot verify this. I only saw this in the comments, so take this information what you will. Apparently, the video was kind of in response to Metagoblin. And I thought, oh, okay, so he wanted to shoot back. But my thing is this. First of all, I watched both those videos a couple times. I don't know if he's talking about ScottyJ. Now, I've never heard not one video of ScottyJ's that says he explicitly has beta keys, and if you subscribe, he's giving them away. I've never heard him say that. Now, I have heard him say in the future when beta keys are released, because I think he's assuming that that's the process that they're going to do because they've done it with TBC, and I think they might have done it with vanilla. I wasn't really in tune with vanilla as much as I was with TBC, but he's just assuming that they're just going to follow up the same processes that they've done, which is a fair assumption. It's not necessarily the right assumption, but it's a fair assumption, because you would only think that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But Blizzard could just say, nah, we're just going to do beta to specific players, no keys. They've done that with retail plenty of times. They could just say, yo, open beta, which I haven't seen in quite some time, because I don't even think they ever done that. I think the closest thing we've gotten to an open beta for a Warcraft project was when Diablo 3 was releasing, and if you signed up for Diablo 3, you were guaranteed, you had to sign up for a year of WoW, you got Diablo 3, and you were guaranteed to get into the Mr. Pandaria beta. I think that was the last time, or the closest thing that they've gotten to an open beta, right? So, but they could go that route. So we don't know. So again, it's not an unfair assumption on Scotty's part, right? But when you react to things that don't necessarily outline you, people think you're talking about you. Like I saw in one comment on Metagoblin's video, it was like a hit dog is gonna holler. He's not wrong. Like, again, Metagoblin didn't release any information. It didn't release any names. Scotty just jumped out there and put out the video, took it down, then put out a community post and took that down. So it's like you're doing actions and you could have just stayed quiet and nobody would even looked in your direction. So I don't know. I leave it up for you guys to assume and look through the videos and you see. I think it was just an interesting back and forth. In my opinion, people, because I saw people calling out Metagoblin for saying, "Oh, this is needless content. This is clickbait, stuff like that." My guy has 85K subscribers. I don't think he's doing anything clickbaity. I don't think he, is vying for attention. He gets consistent views across his videos. Like, the guy's good. Like I don't think he will be looking for the gimmicky or content just to start drama, just for the sake of starting drama, just to get clicks. I think that's an unfair assumption. I think something did happen behind closed doors, and I think he's just drawing attention to it, and I think that's just how it is. But that was kind of the more recent news update for Classic. Like, Wrath, just know if you hear a content creator saying they have beta keys and if you subscribe, you're in the runnings to get one, you should be looking at that with the side eye. You should be, kind of using a healthy amount of skepticism when it comes to that specific content creator. Other than that, personally, I hope if this is aimed at any specific YouTuber and they feel some kind of way, I hope they can just reach out to Metagoblin and they can figure it out behind closed doors. Other than that, news is news. I was even, I was a little bit skeptical on covering this because I didn't want to add fuel to the fire, but I'm like, yo, news is news. Like, if somebody calls somebody out and it happens and it makes waves because these guys have loud voices, I'm gonna report on it. Like, it is what it is. So that's that for a little bit of drama. Now we're gonna go to a little bit of a softer note. I guess it's not really soft. It's still a little bit of a controversy that's, I guess, currently still brewing. So earlier this week, Blizzard has announced that they are consolidating realms, and that was a while ago. They are going to be doing fresh Wrath realms, and I'm actually in the wrong section to find this post. So Blizzard has released a couple of posts talking about fresh Wrath Classic realms, the consolidation of the TBC realms, and just questions in between. And I saw a lot of people trying to give pushback on everything, really. The classic realm, the fresh realms, the restrictions for the new realms, the consolidation, and Blizzard's trying to clean it up. And the way I gather all of the information is, I kind of look at it like this. Blizzard is trying to combat what has happened for TBC, right? That's the way I look at it, right? So if you don't know, TBC obviously has a large amount of dead realms, right? We can go to Ironforge Pro and we can see that, right? Now, granted, this isn't a exact estimation of what the realm populations look like, but it's the closest thing we got at the very least. Blizzard has stated that they use their own internal system to make thresholds on what they feel are comfortable realm populations, and we just don't have access to that information. We're not privy to that system, so we use what we have, and right now we have Ironforge Pro. So these are all of the active. Actually, we can close off Europe and Russia. Just do US here. These are all of the active US realms currently, and right now it's listed as these realms, these grayed out realms, have no population. Now, obviously, that's not true. Either you or I can go on any one of these realms, make a tune, and this would instantly be wrong, right? So what I'm thinking Ironforge Pro does is it probably has to be a level 70 tune, and it probably has to have done some sort of content somewhere for it to be ranked. So I'm thinking that's what it is. So effectively though, all of these realms are dead. There is no community, there's no economy, there is nothing on these servers for a person to do. And a lot of these servers are pretty much going to die after August 9th. So that left a lot of questions of, well, you're killing off these servers, that's cool. And then they have low pop servers like Rattlegore and Fell Striker and Deviant Delight that are going to be having their populations consolidated with some other realms. Now, we still don't know where these people are going. We still don't know what threshold they want the realms to be at, because someone had mentioned in the post that, hey, I think you missed out on some realms, and I think Earth Fury was listed as one of those realms. Now we can go back, because I could be wrong. I want to make sure I'm not wrong, but we can go back and we can check it out. And here we go. Blizzard responds questions to consolidations. So this person, Vey, had asked Blizzard, and Blizzard responded. Low population servers not included. There are a few servers that are not included in realm consolidation, but in my opinion, probably should be. Mainly Razorgore, Earth Fury, Old Blanchy. Arguably extends to slightly bigger servers like Ashbringer and Azure Song. So Earth Fury definitely was on that list, and Old Blanchy, right? So let's go back. And here we can see, according to Ironforge Pro, Earth Fury is at 165 or around that number. Old Blanchy's at 708 or around that number. Now, Old Blanchy, even though that's still low, that's not a lot of people. 700 people is still pretty, or 708 is still pretty high number. 165, I would assume, should be included in the consolidation. So maybe their systems are just more accurate than Ironforge Pro. Maybe these realms have more people than what we are led to believe. So maybe we are not getting all of the information, because again, if this is just assuming that a level 70 person who's done content is the only person being listed, that leaves a large portion of people unlisted. So I can understand Blizzard's standpoint on not including Earth Fury or Old Blanchy if they have more information than us. We're going on Ironforge Pro and seeing this number and saying that's low, that should be higher, and they could just have more information than us. So I can understand the pushback on including realms that look low to us, but in reality may not be low. And another thing that's drawing a lot of controversy outside of us not knowing the threshold that Blizzard is looking for and so on and so forth is the 90-day ruling on the Fresh Classic Realm launch date. So I mean, not launch date, the Fresh Classic Realm transfer restriction. So let me just open this up really quickly. So here is the post of the response that Blizzard tried to clean over when they were explaining how the 90-day restriction works. So myself and other members of the team have been reading through a lot of the responses about fresh start servers, and since it was announced, and common feedback we've seen is a concern over the idea of transferring open after the servers have been live for 90 days. I felt it was important to chime in and highlight that Caveax's post specifically mentions that they won't be available for at least 90 days, as in at minimum. So what this basically is saying is that, let's say they have a new realm called Arthas. It's a fresh realm, it's clean, you can't transfer to it for 90 days. On that 90th day, or the 91st day, I should say, transfers just don't automatically open. People can't just flood into them. And I think it was important to outline, I think, who is this? I think whoever this is, this person could have explained that a little bit better, because it's still kind of vague. It explains how it works, because he's saying it's a 90-day minimum, meaning it could go for longer. If the realm is stable, maybe it won't happen at all, right? So, but I think the problem ensues is that why, like me personally, I have no interest in a fresh realm, right? I'm already established on one realm. I have all my gold, all my tunes. I'm mentally and kind of now physically preparing for Wrath when it releases on my server, especially since they're consolidating realms and maybe moving people to my realm. I'm preparing for that. I personally don't know why it's important to have a transfer restriction on a fresh realm. I don't think, I mean, I get it. They're trying to avoid another mega server. They're trying to avoid another benediction that has 30,000 people, maybe, I don't know, just going off of Ironforge Pro. They're trying to avoid another Globulus that has like 20,000 people. They're trying to avoid those super servers, right? But I don't think the transfer regulation stops that. Like, especially like, okay, so if your favorite, because generally speaking, I think the way a server gets really big is if popular people within the community, pardon me, go on it, right? So if your favorite streamer or your favorite YouTuber or your favorite guild that you follow, like a high performing guild that you follow, goes to one of those servers, chances are you're going to want to be a part of that because you know they're going to draw a lot of attention, right? And I get that if a popular YouTuber or streamer goes to one of these fresh servers and now the people who follow them have to start fresh tunes all over, I get that it kind of curbs it stabilizes the economy because you're building it from the ground up, and it curbs the out of controlness that a server could get to. But what it doesn't do is fix what we currently have, because benediction is at, again, according to Ironforge Pro, benediction is at 30K. What is going to draw people away from staying on benediction? A fresh server that you can't transfer to, you can't make a death knight on, you can't do any of those things. Like, a fresh server doesn't entice me to do that. If I'm established on benediction and I'm surrounded by so many people, great. If I wanted to get off of benediction, because some people don't like the massive servers, if I wanted to get off of benediction and go to one of these fresh servers, I can't, because there is a blockage and I have to start from scratch, which doesn't really feel right to me. Why should I have to start from scratch with nothing? No gold, no resources, no tunes. Level 1, you start from bottom and you move up. That doesn't feel right to me at all either. So I don't know if they're going to change this 90-day thing or they're going to tweak it a little bit. I hope they do. Again, doesn't really affect me. I had no interest on playing on a fresh realm anyway. Maybe for an alt or something. Like, I'll make an alt if some friends go over there. But as far as my mains and like my main alt, they stand right where they at. I have no interest in transferring all that gold, all that resources and all that stuff to a new server where I got to start from the bottom. Not at all. But that being said, again, I kind of already said I don't want to make this video too long. I'm already over 20 minutes. So I'm going to end it off with this. What do you guys think about both topics we talked about? What do you think about the whole beta key scammer? Do you think Metagoblin was right or wrong for putting out that video? How do you feel about it? Do you think he was pointing people out? Let me know in the comments below. Also, what do you feel about the Rather Classic Fresh Realms and the BC Realm consolidation? You think that's the right move or a step in the right direction? You think does that stop the mega server from forming? Does that stop bots from jumping on? And now bots have to level a fresh character if they want to go on these fresh realms that just start at level 1 and now might be easier to pinpoint these bots. You think Blizzard is doing the right thing combating these two things? Let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, you guys are great. I'm Soul, and I'm out. Peace.